a lot of people will jump out there for a provisional patent application and they'll want to get that right away because they're so afraid that someone's going to steal their idea. A provisional patent application is great, but it only covers you for 1 year. So you don't want to burn up the clock doing research to make sure, number one, that the product is not already out there, and number two, make sure that you can find companies that are willing to take a look at your idea. You want to research those companies and make those calls before you file that PPA, in my opinion. I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just saying in my opinion. You get that 1 year. So you want that 1 year to cover you while you're submitting to these companies. So if you take the initiative first before you file for the provisional patent application, if you get all your ducks in a row and you call your companies, you don't have to tell them what the product is, just call them and tell them you have an amazing product you think would fit in their category, and of course research the companies and make sure in fact your product will fit into their categories. But when you contact those companies, just let them know that you have a great product and you think it would fit well in their line of products, and do they take outside product submissions. If they do, keep it in a notebook, a journal, and write down what they tell you in their submission process so you can submit it exactly like they want it done. Once you get your list made out and you've researched this thing to death, and I always make a joke and say research like you're researching a cheating spouse, because you want to know that you're not stepping on anyone else's intellectual property as well. So do all your research. You can make your own prototype. It doesn't have to be perfect, just show function. And then get all your companies, get everything lined out so that you know, okay, I'm going to file this provisional patent application and I actually have 1 full year to contact companies, to submit my product to them, because what happens if you file too quickly, then you start researching your product. Then you start calling companies, and what you don't realize is that you may be 2, 3, 4 months in by the time you're ready to start submitting. That only leaves you a few months left to submit to companies, get answers and things like that. So my advice to anyone and everyone, and again, I'm not giving legal advice, I am simply saying don't get ahead of the ball game. Do your research, make sure that everything is in line and you are good to go, and then consider filing that provisional patent application.